Some advice this morning on balancing work without neglecting your loved ones at home. The first issue of Success magazine is on newsstands and has plenty of tips. Publisher Darren Hardy recently stopped by to share some of them with us. Darren, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Pleasure.
With all of us working such long hours these days, what are some of the things that we can do for us to transition from work back into home and then not shortchange our families once we finally get there?
Sure. Well, I owe these answers to Susan Fletcher, who wrote about them in our recent edition of Success magazine. But she said, one, unwind on the way home. There's a big difference between the pace, speed, and even speech at the office than there is at home. So use that time to drive home as a transition. So I kind of call it the decompression chamber inside your car. A second point would be use other parts of your brain. As the adage goes, you know, all work, no play makes Jack a dull boy. You want to find something else that stimulates you, that is exciting. Maybe puzzles or games will allow you to focus other parts of your brain, and then the work brain can relax a little bit. And third is schedule time with friends. So I try to make a goal once a week to have lunch or dinner with a friend. And then the other key is before you leave that engagement, be sure to coordinate your schedules and schedule the next time you want to get together.
And what about technology? I mean, these days so many of us are addicted to our BlackBerries. We're checking it a million times a day. Technology is supposed to help us, but that doesn't seem very healthy.
I got 5 quick tips on how to make, I think, the biggest culprit, email, so that you get back into the seat of master instead of servant. Number one is avoid email first hour in the day. Instead, spend that first hour reviewing your goals, annual, monthly, weekly, and most important, your high priorities for that day. Number two is what I call the 2-minute rule. Don't keep email running all day long. Block time, whether it's 9 to 10, 1 to 2, 4 to 5. And in that time, when you see an email, if you could be done in 2 minutes, do it now and clear it out. Third is send it to purgatory. If it's not important and urgent right now, I create what's called a B file and file it in B, and if you don't have the courage to just delete it, send it to purgatory. Fourth is kill it. Be a deletion freak. Trash is your friend. There's something wonderful about purging, and so don't be afraid to delete email. And last is snub it. Don't feel obligated that you have to answer every email. This was difficult for me, but sometimes the best response is no response at all.
Great. Darren Hardy of Success magazine, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you. Pleasure.